Okay, hey guys, welcome to my first ever book haul, not only on YouTube but also in real life. Behind me here is pretty much every single book that I've accumulated through my life. Because before 2022, for the past few years, I maybe read like one book a year, and that was a good year for me. And then in 2022, in classic Sky fashion, it's either all or nothing with me, and I've gone all. So these are the books. You can't see them yet. So yeah, this phase of my reading journey, my bibliophile journey, if I may, I just discovered that word, is A, building my personal library, because this doesn't count because it's so strange, and C, figuring out my taste. And I'm bringing you guys along on the journey. So we've got some books from different sources. Just so you know, I'm not catfishing you. There are books here. We're gonna go through them. They're pretty much mostly all secondhand. And then we have this mystery bag. It's not a mystery to me, although kind of, I don't remember what's in it really. It's from my parents. We're just kind of clearing out some of their personal library, and instead of giving it to a charity shop, they knew that I was starting my journey, so they gave me a bunch of books, and let me tell you, it is random. We're gonna leave that for the end though. Let's get straight into it. Okay, first off, we've got Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I really like this edition. It's giving me, you know, scientist vibe, although I did read this, and I would have liked more science in it. I feel like they kind of skipped over the making of Frankenstein. I would like a sequel. I would like a sequel to this book where Mary Shelley really goes in depth to the nitty gritty of the making of Frankenstein. But I really enjoyed it. This isn't a review, just a haul. So, Frankenstein. Next, we have The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This is actually a very special book to me. My best friend got it for me, and she wrote a little message in there. I did read this book when I was like 19, 20. I read it in 1920 when I was 20, and it was the first and pretty much only classic that I read, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I read it over and over again. And then when I was getting back into reading in my 30s, my best friend and I suddenly realized that we had the same favorite book in common, but I had given my copy to an ex, and of course, never do that. Why would you do that? They weren't my ex at the time, obviously. And they never gave it back. So, she bought me one, and this is an absolutely beautiful, when was it from? As far as I can see, 1964. And it smells amazing, and it's beautiful, and I love it. It was only 75 cents back in the day. Remember those days? We've got The Odyssey by Homer. I bought this for a buddy read with one of my friends who, she read War and Peace when she was 7 or 9. It was definitely single digits, and she understood it. So this was, she led the way with this buddy read, and yeah, I don't understand this. This is a bit too much for me right now, but I'm happy that I have it. It's no longer a buddy read, it's just her reading it on her own. Sorry. Next, this is a weird one. It came from Ohio, My Life as a Writer. This is R.L. Stein's autobiography, I guess, but it's written for kids, and it's got like little drawings and stuff from when he was a kid, and yeah, I love Goosebumps books. I loved the show. Oh, we've got a little visitor. Come here. Come here. Okay. You can hang out. You can hang out. Don't touch the books. Okay. You don't understand. Don't touch the books, do you? Okay, that's it. You can't be in here if you're going to be noisy. So, yeah, I just thought this was a really nice find. I got this from Thrift Books. Next, we have The Outsider by Albert Camus. This is really textury. I love this. Love this book so much. One of the first classics that I read during my reading renaissance, and whew, I need to do a whole video about this book. But yeah, love it. And I love this edition. Next, we have 1984. I don't like this edition. I think I might hold out for another one, to be honest. Why am I saying that like so quietly? Like it's our little secret. I haven't read this yet. I didn't realize it was going to be so chunky. You're going to realize something about me. I have a bit of a big book fear. So very excited to read this. Well, no, I'm not that excited because it is a bit bigger. I mean, to a lot of people that is not going to be a big book, but this is more my size. A Clockwork Orange. I really like this cover. This guy is handsome. Just a gruesomely witty cautionary tale. Okay, I always need to be cautioned, so I like that. I've heard it's a bit difficult because there's a lot of like slang that doesn't exist. So that'll be a fun journey. Next, we've got The Great Gatsby. I think I'm probably going to end up getting every single edition of this book. I'm in love with it so much. And yeah, sorry, it renders me speechless. So it'll be kind of difficult to make a video about it, but I probably will. But yeah, The Great Gatsby. It needs no introduction. Willow, come on, stop it, honey. Just settle down up there. Go on, settle down. Good girl. Next, we have Strange Weather in Tokyo. I've been really getting into Japanese translated literature. I haven't read this one. I love this cover. I usually don't like covers with real people on them, but sometimes they can be done just so right, and this is an example of that. I guess I should read the blurb? Yeah, let's do it. One night, when she is drinking alone in a local bar, Tsuzuko finds herself sitting next to her former high school teacher. Over the coming months, they share food and drink sake, and as the seasons pass, from spring cherry blossom to autumnal mushrooms, Tsuzuko and her teacher develop a hesitant intimacy that tilts awkwardly and poignantly towards love. That sounds right up my alley. Next, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this cover. Even if I never read this book, which I will read this book, I am in love with this cover. I want this as like art on my wall. This is about am I boring you? I'm so sorry. This is about a tourist town on the border of South and North Korea. And a young French-Korean woman works as a receptionist in a rundown guest house. One evening, an unexpected guest arrives, a French graphic novelist determined to find inspiration in this desolate landscape, and they both kind of form a uneasy relationship, and he becomes her like tour guide, I think. Anyway, really excited for this. This is Treasure Tales from Beatrix Potter. Love it. It's hardback. This traumatized cat. Love it. And yeah, it's just three stories. I love the illustrations so much. I've read 2 of them. I just have the last one to read. There's Jemima Puddle Duck in here, which is my favorite character. And yeah, I got this from Thrift Books. It's really nice. I love that color. Next, we have, this was a gift for Valentine's Day from my Valentine, and it is Kafka on the Shore by Murakami Haruki. I can never say it. Yeah, I need to do a whole video about this actually, because I read Norwegian Wood and I loved it, and it was the first Murakami that I read, and I would argue that it is the worst one to start with. Norwegian Wood is the worst one to start with because it's his only non-magic realism book. And then you go into this, are you kidding me? But anyway, so yeah, I have a lot of feelings about this, but we don't have time. We don't have time. Next, we have Voltaire, Candide. I don't like these editions. I bought them on Book Depository, and the picture that they had was completely different. So they sent me a bunch of these kind of editions. Anyway, I'm a bit of a cover snob. I don't know if that's like a taboo in the booktube world, but I actually don't know much about this. This I think is a satire. Yes, it was ranked one of the world's greatest satires since its first publication in 1759. Are you kidding me? Wowee. Okay, cool. Next, another one of these little flimsy boys. I do like this cover. I like this kind of vaporwave kind of aesthetic. I love that. So it's a masterpiece of science and mathematical fiction. It's delightfully unique and highly entertaining. Oh, it's another satire. Oh, it's got little diagrams in it too. Little math diagrams, so that's fun. Next we have The Picture of Dorian Greyhound. I want to collect all of these classic tales editions. I actually just went online and bought Pugs and Prejudice yesterday, so I'm waiting on that to come. The Great Gatsby is very rare. I can't seem to get my hands on that. And then there's Romeo and Juliet. But this is just beautiful. I mean, look at this. I love greyhounds. I wanted a greyhound, but I got this weird thing instead. She's got some lurcher in her, I think. Next, we have a Goosebumps. I'm only going to be getting like the original ones, like the ones from the 90s, kind of as collector's editions. This one is a little beat up, no big deal. It's well read. This is The Beast from the East. I just love the cover art of these original ones. Reader beware, you're in for a scare. These are a little bit, okay, they're not scary, but I was actually surprised at how like atmospheric they are. Yeah, I guess scary. Next, we have, look, we have this much left, okay, and then we're going to the mystery bag. We've got The Awakening by Kate Chopin. And this was first published in 1899, and it like was really shocking because she has an affair. Spoiler alert, she has an affair. And, you know, I guess that's really shocking when women do it. Yeah, so she's like trapped in a loveless, stifling marriage, and then one day she awakens, you know? And look, I haven't read it, but I'm excited to. Although 1800s. Look, well, we'll see. Next, we have some poetry. We have some poetry. We have Sappho. I got interested in Sappho because I read an amazing book, which is a 5-star for me. I don't have it. I read it as an ebook, The Pisces, and the main character in that is doing her like PhD on Sappho, so it's kind of a big part of the story, and that made me really interested. And so I got this, and I absolutely love this cover. And Stung with Love, Poems and Fragments. As far as I know, there is only fragments of her poetry because a lot of it got lost. There's only little bits and bobs left. Next, we have Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. Very excited to read this. It's an intensely moving short novel set in the harsh New England mountains. I wonder what's harsh about them. Yeah, they do look harsh, to be fair. We have another classic. I think this is a classic, right? Yeah, I think it is. It is Rebecca by Daphne de Moore. Absolutely love this cover. This is new, this is not secondhand. Rebecca is dead, and yet she influences every action and thought of all the other characters in the book. The moment I finished, I turned to page 1 and started it over again. Do you think that's true? This is a quote from Mallory Blackman. Has anyone ever done that? Like, read a book and then literally just started it again? Like, I would need a break, you know? At least like a tea break or something. Now we have The Fox by D.H. Lawrence. This is a taut masterpiece of savage sensibility by the celebrated author of Lady Chatterley's Lover and Women in Love. I just really like this cover, and I love the yellow pages. Love that. We have more poetry. We do. We have Dickinson. Yeah, absolutely love this little book. Look at the size of it next to my head for comparison. This is a hardback. Let's see what she looks like. Ooh! Wowie! I can't decide if, I mean that's, oh, it's felt. That is beautiful. But I do really like this, what's it called? Jacket. Dust sleeve. So this is just the Everyman's Library Pocket Poets. Okay, next we have, this is the last one before we, is it? Yeah, before we get on to the mystery bag. And it is F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is The Diamond as Big as the Ritz and Other Stories. Unabridged. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Oh. Because I've actually become pretty obsessed with F. Scott Fitzgerald, actually, and Zelda Fitzgerald. I watched a documentary about him. Can't remember what it was called, but it was good. It's helpful, right? Okay, now on to how are we doing? Emotional check-in, how are we doing? Sorry, this is a new camera, so I'm going to be checking in to see that everything's going okay. And checking in on you guys. Because you don't know me. You know, you don't know me. This is my first ever video. And maybe you're feeling a bit uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Okay, there's some old boys in here. This is super old. And looks like many rats have ran over it. Yeah, no, there's the old book smell and there's a really old book smell. I like it. So this is That Joyous Adventure by E.F. Cowper. Never heard of this before in my life. Oh, I love these kind of old style illustrations. Ooh, let's see what it looks like naked. This is what it looks like without the... Oh, that's really nice. I keep smelling it. Next we have, ooh, another oldie. Flowers for Mrs. Harris by Paul Gallico. Oh, there's a dead bug in it. No worries. Not a big deal. It's like, wow, that's a really old dried flower. I don't know if you see that. I feel like there's some bug crawling in me now. 1958. That's an oldie. These two look very nice together. We've got Catherine of Aragon. And the price of this was 10 seconds and 6 days. No, 10s and 60. Like, what is that? For 24 years, Catherine of Aragon was the wife of Henry V111. I'm sorry. Look, I don't know my Roman numerals. You can come at me. England loved her. Henry loved her, respected, and finally feared her. Wolsey hated her. Who's Wolsey? Sorry. Look, I don't know a lot about history, so maybe I should read this book. Next, we have The Bell of Naindrum by J.S. Andrews. This one looks kind of brand new. Sailing his dinghy among the tiny islands of Strangford Louth in County Down, Niall Ross is caught in a freak storm which hurls him back 9 centuries, that is a freak storm, to the monastic settlement of Naindrum. Gradually he comes to understand and love the monks and novices and their simple, gentle lives. Lives soon to be brutally ended in a ruthless Viking raid. That actually sounds really interesting. Next... okay, we have Matilda. This one needs no introduction. Roald Dahl, this one is very beat up. I think this belonged to my brothers. Because I actually never read this, but yeah, wow, it's very, very beat up. Well loved, shall we say. Okay. This is Gerry Adams' Before the Dawn, an autobiography. I don't know, maybe not everybody knows Irish or Northern Irish politics, but Gerry Adams is a politician from Belfast, and I was born in Belfast and lived there for a little bit of my life. And I was, as a kid, like I'm talking like as a 5 to like 10-year-old, I was obsessed with Gerry Adams. And I would see him everywhere. So we'd come back from like shopping, and I'd be like, guys, I saw Gerry Adams. And at first everyone believed me, and then they realized I was simply just seeing men with a beard and glasses. To be fair, a lot of people look like Gerry Adams. It was the 90s, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think he's gotten a bit controversial now. Anyway, his Twitter, let's not talk about it. Next, we've got this that doesn't have a... Oh, I love the feel of it though. It doesn't have a dust jacket, but it is Lorna Dune by R.D. Blackmore. So I think it's a book of short stories, maybe? I actually don't know. Next, we have The Hungry Land by Michael Mullen. Passion, courage, and adventure in famine-torn Ireland. So I guess this is historical fiction. This copy is from 1986, so not that old. Let me know if you've read or even heard of any of these random books in the comments. My mum will be like, I have. Okay, we have Alice in Wonderland. This was actually mine. It was given to me for Christmas, and I never read it. I was just such a Philistine when I was a child. But really like this edition. Hardback. I think it has the looking glass at the back. Yes, it has a looking glass. Next, we have another one of mine actually, Little Women. Puffin classic. This seems short though. Is it like an abridged version with all like the spicy bits taken out? Is there any spicy bits in Little Women? I've never read it. Oh, it's got illustrations. Or maybe this is just the length of it, is it? It's quite small writing. But anyway, definitely gonna read this very soon as well. Next, we have The Golden Years of an Irish Immigrant. So I guess that's historical non-fiction. And here we have Famine Diary. There's a theme here. Journey to a New World by Gerald Keegan. Wolfhound Press. Adele Quinn. Adele is my middle name, and I was named after Adele Quinn. She was a saint. I guess this is her. And this was 25p. It's a bargain. Well, there's pictures in it. There's pictures. Not showing you the pictures. No, you know, just old-timey pictures. So I guess that's a biography. And we've got another one of these boys. This is My Enemy the Queen. Who wrote this? Victoria Holt. Okay, girl. Don't like the Queen. I guess it's historical fiction. I assume it's not non-fiction. I don't think she literally hates the Queen. It was written in 1978. This is from 1978. Yeah, it smells great. Why does she hate the Queen? We'll find out, I guess. And another oldie. Oh, Youre Not the Target. Wow, someone drew on this. I hope it wasn't me. Youre Not the Target by Laura Archer Huxley. I believe that this is a very old school self-help book. It has a little message in it: to my dear wife and friend, with all my love, Ian, 1985. That's my dad, so this was a gift to my mum, and now she's just giving it away. Okay, nice. Yeah, so I think, wow, it's got a forward by Aldous Huxley. This is a weird one. Teach Yourself Ethics. Look at this dog. Is that a dog? Oh, that's a polar bear. No, that's not a polar bear. That's a seal. I need a book called Teach Yourself the Animals. Wow, look at all these things, like babies, heroin, handcuffs, money, guns, seals. I just want to know how he fits into all this. So, I don't know. I think I'm pretty ethical. I don't really know if I need to read this, but it never hurt. But I'm gonna have to read it to see where the seal comes in. I think it might be a dog. I don't know. This one is How Stormont Fell by Henry Kelly, and it was reduced to 20p. And this book is about the fall of Stormont. Yeah. I don't know what Stormont is. Is that really bad of me? Wow, okay, someone took notes. Wow, okay. Wow, it's annotated. Now, we have, oh, I love its cover, Born Old. It's from 1983. It takes a heart-rending look at the tragedy of those born of parents whose bodies are marred by drugs, disease, and alcohol. Wow, okay, this is going to be a tough read. Next, we have everyday Bible readings for each day of the year. But what year? 1974. That's nice. Oh, the pages are kind of like, what color would you call that? Maroon, maybe? No, that's not maroon. This is like the seal thing all over again. Mary My Hope. Just, oh, this is, why is this bendy? Let's see what it is without its, oh, okay, it's, I think it's nicer without the dust jacket. I'm gonna put the dust jacket back on. But, yeah, it's bendy. There's a little prayer in the middle. So, I think my mother might be trying to convert me. Or, like, reconvert me. I don't know. I don't know. There's a message in here somewhere. This is Anita Roddick. It's called Body and Soul, and she is the founder of The Body Shop. So that's cool. Women. Oh, it's got a lot of. I just said women. Sorry. What I meant to say was like women entrepreneurs. And this looks really interesting. As a entrepreneur and as a woman, it's gonna be a good read. Let's see. Oh, this is one of mine. Yeah, Panic Attack Workbook. Yeah. Self-explanatory, really. Next we have China Cry, based on the major motion picture. Okay. China Cry is the true story of the love, courage and struggles of one woman, Nora Lam, whose Christian faith, there we go, leads her to make the ultimate choice between life and death. Set in China some 30 years before the bloody Tiananmen Square massacre, this sweeping drama portrays the harsh reality of the repressive communist regime and Nora Lam's indomitable will to survive. Very cool. Oh, I'm okay, you're okay. This is I can always tell which books are my dad's. This copy is 1969. This practical guide to transactional analysis. Okay, so this is a book about transactional analysis. Is a unique approach to your problems. Hundreds of thousands of people have found this phenomenal breakthrough in psychotherapy a turning point in their lives. In sensible, non-technical language, Thomas Harris explains how to gain control of yourself, your relationships, and your future, no matter what has happened in the past. I'm actually going to read this. And lastly, we have the friendship book. This one is from 1984. Oh wow, I really like it without the dust sleeve. Look at this. It's like very smooth. And it's got pictures. I saw a picture of a dog. Wait. Picture of a dog. And yeah, it's just got like every single day a little little quote or like a little story about friendship. Let's see, what day are we today? April 9th. Oh, it's a bit too long, sorry, but it's cute. I think these are kind of like collector's editions. I could be wrong. I saw them on eBay selling for a pretty penny, but I wouldn't do that. So there we have it. That is we've hauled them all. We have indeed hauled them all. I'm not really sure what to say now. So guys, that is it. Thank you so much if you watched this long. Wow, we're best friends now.